My stepmom threw away every single photo of my dead mother. I found all of it in a garbage bag at the dump. At Thanksgiving, I showed everyone exactly what she did. My name is Sarah. I'm 27. My mom died when I was 15. Cancer. Quick, brutal. Before she passed, she gave me a blue shoebox. Inside were our photos, birthday cards, and letters she wrote for my future. My wedding day, my first child, things she knew she'd never see. She said, "Keep this safe." And I did, for 12 years. My dad never dated after she died. Until he met Karen. At first, she seemed harmless. Then she started refreshing the house. New furniture, new decorations. My mom's photos quietly disappeared from the walls. When I asked, Karen said, "Your dad deserves a fresh start." My old bedroom was the last place untouched. It still had my books, my coat, and that blue shoebox. Karen wanted to turn the room into her home office. I told my dad I wasn't ready to pack things up. He said, "Take your time." Karen didn't wait. One Saturday, she texted me, "Cleaned out your old room today, donated a bunch of stuff. You're welcome." My stomach dropped. I called her. "What stuff?" "Just clutter," she said. "Old notebooks, boxes." "What boxes?" She suddenly didn't remember. I drove to my dad's house. The closet was empty. Everything gone. I asked my dad, "Where's my blue box? Mom's box?" He froze. "Karen told me she'd check with you first." Karen, completely calm, "I didn't see anything important." That was the first time I felt real fear around her, like she wanted my mother erased. The next morning, before sunrise, I told my dad, "Where does your trash go?" He stared at me, understood, and said, "Get your coat." We went to the landfill. Piles of trash. Cold wind. Dozens of black bags. We searched silently for almost an hour. Then I saw it. A soaked blue corner sticking out of a torn bag. My mom's shoebox. Everything inside was destroyed. Water damaged, ripped, covered in coffee grounds. My mom's handwriting smeared into nothing. I couldn't breathe. My dad didn't speak the entire drive home. Karen was in the kitchen making coffee. She looked at the box and said, "Oh, you found it." My dad's voice broke. "You told me you didn't see this." Karen shrugged. "It was a bunch of old papers. I thought Sarah needed to move on." 12 years of memories, a dying woman's letters to her daughter. Old papers? I walked out. I knew if I stayed, I'd scream. For the next few weeks, I tried to save what I could. Some photos I scanned, some I flattened, some were too far gone. But I kept going. Not for Karen, for my mom. 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, my dad invited me. Karen was hosting. I said, "I'll be there." I gathered everything. Photos of the trash, screenshots of Karen's texts, the ruined pictures, the torn letters, put them all in a folder, and waited. I arrived at 3. Karen's sisters, friends, coworkers, everyone dressed up, drinking wine. Karen hugged me like nothing happened. She said, "Sarah, so glad you made it." She sat me at the far end of the table, away from my dad. Dinner started. Everyone said what they were thankful for. Karen said, "I'm thankful for new beginnings and the beautiful life Bob and I are building." I stood up. I placed the folder on the table. "Sarah, what are you doing?" she asked. I opened it. "This is my mother," I said, placing the first photo down. "This is her holding me on my 5th birthday." Another photo. "This is her at her wedding." Another. "This is the letter she wrote me before she died."
Every photo ruined, stained, ripped. Everyone stopped talking. I read Karen's text out loud. Cleaned out your old room, donated a bunch of stuff. You're welcome. Then I showed the picture of the shoebox at the dump, covered in trash. My dad just stared at Karen. You threw this away? He said. You lied to me. Karen tried to defend herself. I was trying to help you move forward. I cut her off. By erasing her? She opened her mouth, closed it, looked around, and realized everyone saw her clearly for the first time. I gathered the photos, put them back in the folder. I'm done pretending, I said. I'm spending Thanksgiving somewhere else. I walked out. My dad didn't stop me. He was staring at Karen like he didn't recognize her. I spent the evening with my friend's family. Warm house, good food, people who actually listened. That night my dad called. I'm sorry, he said. I didn't know. You should have, I said. Because it was true. 3 weeks later he called again. I filed for separation. Karen never apologized. She said I overreacted. But my dad told her, it wasn't Clutter, it was my wife. My dad moved into a smaller place. He hung my mom's photos on the wall again. And for the first time in years, the house felt like ours. People ask if I regret exposing Karen, if I ruined Thanksgiving. No. Karen didn't throw away a box. She threw away the last pieces of a woman she was jealous of. She thought she could erase my mom. But love doesn't disappear just because somebody else is uncomfortable with it. I kept the restored box on my shelf, not because I live in the past, but because remembering someone isn't clutter. It's proof that they mattered.
I see Karen sometimes on social media, in tagged photos from mutual friends. She remarried last year. Someone her age, someone without a past. I wonder if she tells him about me, about the Thanksgiving she'll never forget, about the daughter who wouldn't let her erase a memory. My dad asked me once if I forgive her. I told him the truth. I don't need to forgive her. I just needed her to see what she did. And she saw it. At that table. In front of everyone. Some people say I went too far. That I should have talked to her privately. But here's what they don't understand. When someone throws away your mother's memory, they don't get privacy. They get truth. And truth doesn't care about comfort. It just is. Thank you for listening.